Ready to manifest the money, business, and life of your dreams? Do you wish you had more ease and flow in your business, your finances, your relationships, and everything else? There's a way to manifest simply, easily, and effectively without exhaustion, and I'm here to show you how. Hey there, I'm Elise McDowell, money mindset mentor and seven-figure CEO. And in this podcast, I will teach you how to reshape your money mindset, manifest consistent money, increase your business sales, transform your self-concept, and create the life of your dreams through the power of your mind. I'm here to help you go all in on you so you can go big in everything you're here to do. Let's get into the show. Hello, friends. Welcome back to another episode. So today I want to talk about magnetism and how to feel irresistible, how to be the most magnetic, irresistible woman in the room. Now, if you've been following me or you get my emails, you know that this is something that I have been practicing and developing for the last year. I have literally been working on developing a magnetic self-concept because I really wanted to experience it. I wanted to experience what it was like to have life come to me, to really be in receiving mode, because I feel like for most of us, we have grown up with this like hustle mentality, like you got to work hard to get anything that you want. And yeah, sure, I can easily do that. I know how to do it. I'm an expert at it. We all are. But I just craved to feel taken care of. You know, I craved to be able to just like rest and know that I'm fully looked after by people, by the world, by the universe, by God, by my business, by me. I'm fully looked after. And for me, magnetism was the thing that I felt was the right self-concept, I guess you could say, to work on. Feeling like you are totally attractive to everything around you, right? And I think the truth is all of us want to feel that way. We all want to feel magnetic. We all want to be irresistible. We all want to be that person in a room who just is seen, who's seen and loved and adored and revered and respected. We want to feel that way. And I know at times it can feel really intimidating, the idea of that. But the truth is we all really deeply want to be seen. Now, I have to apologize if there's a lot of background noise. I have just moved to a temporary place for the next couple of months, and it happens to be right on a main road. We will get through it. We will work through it. I'll do my best to zhuzh up the audio, but just so you know, it won't be forever. But I want to go into this a bit more because I know all of us can relate, where there have been times where you walk into a room, or maybe it's even just showing up in your business, like you go to do a live training, or you go to send an email, you go to write a post, and maybe you feel good writing it, maybe you felt great getting ready, maybe you feel beautiful, but then you walk into the room and you just immediately shrink, or you feel invisible. Energetically, you feel like you've vanished. You've like put on an invisibility cloak and you're not there. And you may immediately be worrying about yourself, right? Worrying about how you look, worrying about how you come across, worrying about, your little insecurities on your body, or worrying about how you sound, or questioning whether you are good enough, or you know your shit, or you are the right person to teach on this specific thing, or whatever it is that you do in your business, right? You could be looking out for who might be judging you, right? That's our biggest thing across time, is like worrying about what others think of us, right? You might be worrying about like who's prettier or thinner or cooler or more successful. I'll never forget the time that she wasn't my mentor then, but I really respected her at that time. Like I loved her work. She was buying a ton of my products and I was like freaking out because I was like, what the hell could she possibly learn from me? Like I've learned most things from her. Why is she buying my offers? And then eventually she reached out to me and said, I absolutely love what you're doing. And I wanted to see how you are and support your work and also learn from you and learn your perspective of everything. And I remember thinking, oh my God, this whole time I thought I was a fraud. I thought you hated me and you were just like hate buying things. But we know that isn't true, right? So we've had that experience of walking to a room or showing up in a place or even showing up in our own businesses where we feel not enough. Or we start to kind of perform, we kind of move into this discomfort of trying to be liked or even trying not to be too much, especially if we're more of a loud, out there, extroverted type. But we still want to be seen. We still want to be looked at, desired, admired for who we are, for what we do, for how we show up. But the thing is, and I wish we had learned this when we were so much younger, was that being magnetic, being irresistible, it's not about what you look like or how young or old you are or what you're wearing. It is the energy. It's the energy that you're showing up in, right? It's the self-concept that you have about yourself. It's the way that you view yourself. It is completely 100% all to do with your internal world. It's not actually anything to do with the external world. The external world is just responding to how you think and feel about yourself, right? That's how it's always been. It's always been an inner game. It's always been you versus you, which is great. It's always great to know this because we have full control over how we see ourselves, right? We have full control over what we're going to focus on for us, the stories we're going to tell ourselves, the way that we're going to show up. We have full control over that. We don't have control over the 3D circumstances that are happening. The only way we technically can control that is by controlling how we choose to view ourselves. And that begins, even if you haven't done this at all throughout your life and it feels like the most foreign thing and foreign concept to think about doing now, whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, doesn't matter. You can be the most irresistible woman in the room. You can still be magnetic and completely attractive to everything and everyone. You can. There is no time limit or age limit set on any of this. You can be exactly what you want to be. You can be magnetic to everything. So in saying that, before I jump into sharing some of my great tweaks and tips and energetic shifts for you to be able to become the most irresistible woman in the room and start practicing this, my workshop, Enter Your Magnetic Era, is starting this week on Thursday. And in it, I am breaking down every single thing I have learned in the last year, basically practicing the self-concept of magnetism. Everything I have learned, everything I've observed, everything I know to do, all my shortcuts, all my tweaks, and more importantly, everything you need to do to become an amazing manifester at receiving, an amazing manifester at being magnetic and completely receiving from life, right? A lot of manifestation programs and offers, they always talk about inspired action, right? And even some of my programs, I do talk about inspired action. This is not what this is about. This is about you being the magnet to everything, whatever it is you want, whatever desire you have, and really developing that self-concept about yourself, that state within that internal world of seeing yourself as the magnet, as the prize, as the one on the pedestal where life comes to you, right? Where you can really relax, where you can really allow yourself to receive, allow yourself to be taken care of, allow things to unfold for you and come to you. And the reason I want to teach this is because this is what I wanted so deeply. I so desperately, and sometimes so desperately, wanted to feel like life was coming to me instead of me always like hustling for everything. I really wanted to feel supported, and that completely started with me and my internal viewing of myself and the stories I told myself and the states that I was inhabiting. It completely came down to me. And so, yeah, it took real work because I was completely rewriting my upbringing, basically. I grew up in a family that was hardworking, and every single one of them very much looked at me like I was an alien because I was the most feminine in the whole family. And to be fair, I wasn't all that feminine. They had no idea what to do with me. And so I grew up thinking you have to work and hustle and be laborious in your journey and in your work in order to succeed, in order to get anywhere, in order to thrive. And I got sick of it. I got tired of it. And I was like, no, I want to receive. I want to experience true receiving. And so, yeah, that's what this workshop is about. I'm telling you everything from like day zero to current experience that I'm having, which is insane. Like if you've read some of my emails, you will hear about like the crazy things that I've been manifesting and the continued amazing experiences and dynamics and results and desires that I've been manifesting. Money has been like coming to me like crazy being in this magnetic state. And I would say I've taken maybe a good relaxed 3 months off work. Like I haven't really been doing too much work. I've been doing the bare minimum, which is like one of my favorite marketing strategies, the bare minimum. And I have been so supported because I'm basically powered by this self-concept now because I've worked on it so much. Now, it doesn't mean it doesn't come without challenges. It absolutely does. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that in the rest of this episode. But if you are wanting to have that same kind of experience where you just want to like relax, where you want to feel like you are the most irresistible woman in the room, woman in your business, woman in your relationship, in your family, in any dynamic when you go out into the world, if you want to feel absolutely irresistible and magnetic, and you just want to feel like the words that I always use were like precious and delighted in and loved. If you really want to feel that, this is the workshop for you. And the early bird price is $111. It is increasing to $1,111 on Thursday, so I highly recommend you to get in before it increases like insanity because this workshop is, it's going to be a game changer for everyone. So the link to that is in the show notes below. Make sure you check it out. If you have any questions, DM me on Instagram. All right, so let's talk about some practical and energetic tweaks to really command attention and cultivate unshakable presence, whether it's in your life or it is in your business or it is in your relationships or in your dating life, if you're in your single era like me, wherever you want to bring it. Let's talk about this even when part of you feels scared to be seen, because that's a big thing with suddenly becoming irresistible. So the thing about being magnetic and irresistible is it always starts within you. It starts before you leave the house. It starts before you even get out of bed in the morning. It starts within you. And you have to decide what that looks and feels like for you, right? What magnetism actually looks and feels like to you, what it feels like within to be magnetic. Does it feel sparkly and shiny? Does it feel like relaxing? Does it feel safe? Does it feel electric? What does it feel like within you? And then that's the energy you want to start kind of basking yourself in before you get out of bed, right? Because we're essentially priming ourselves every day for the experiences that we want. And it starts the minute you open your eyes, right? I don't know how many times I have not set my morning up and the day has just kind of gotten away on me. It's been really chaotic and I haven't really had time to ground in or be intentional about how I wanted to feel that day, how I wanted to show up. So I think that is one of the most important things, is to get yourself primed before you even get out of bed. And then if you want to go further and you want to actually spend some time focusing on this experience, you have to do it daily, right? You have to practice it. You have to be persistent in it. It's not just something you can do once off every now and then. For me, it was a daily devotional practice of putting myself into this magnetic state, really building out what that experience looked like, what the dynamic felt like in different areas and different environments, and then putting it to practice, especially when I went out into different environments that I wasn't used to being in. And for me, again, it was continuing that experience of putting myself into that state. And so what I want you to do is thinking about this yourself. Once you know what magnetism and being magnetic and irresistible would feel like to you, it's to anchor that in each day. And in the workshop, I'll tell you, like, break it down exactly what I did each day and how to do it yourself. But you can do this even on low days, even on days when you're like, meh, I don't feel like it, because it's the more that you practice it, the more it becomes normalized, right? And so a lot of us use the state and the feeling to help get ourselves there. But there's some days where we're like, I don't really feel like this. I'm not having a great day, or I got shit sleep and I'm just not feeling it. But if you've practiced it enough, there will come a point where it crosses over where you can still be magnetic despite the fact that you don't feel it, right? That comes with persistence and practice. And again, I'll talk more about that in the workshop. But what I find is that if you nail that state and you continue to be in it as you are out in the world, as you're moving about your day, and you just continue practicing and practicing and putting it into real world situations, a lot can happen just from that alone. But what I found is that for me, even though like things were happening, even though it was pushing out, even though I was getting the results that I wanted, there was parts of me that were feeling unsafe, right? There were parts of me that were feeling like, oh, this is scary. I feel very vulnerable. Now, in the past, if something like that would happen, I would really like pull all of my energy back and kind of shrink, kind of like switch it off and go invisible because I got scared, right? And I didn't know what to do with that. And for me, I had to learn to push past this and actually allow myself to be visible even in the discomfort, even in the perceived safety issue, where there wasn't actually a safety issue, but it was like my body was kind of rejecting that experience. It was rejecting like what was happening. And so there was this push-pull of visibility going on. Like I wanted to be seen, and then all of a sudden I was like, no, this doesn't feel good. And then I'm like, oh, I'm back now. No, I don't feel good. So I really had to work through that and be able to hold it even in the discomfort. Because with anything, with what you're practicing, whether it's a meditation practice or it's a sport or it's a new hobby, anything, there's going to be discomfort in it. There's going to be times where you're just like, oh, I kind of don't even know if I can be bothered with this. It's so hard, or it's just not feeling right. We make all the excuses and then we just back out, right? No, no, this is about pushing forward. This is about still staying in the room, even when you're scared to be in it. Even when you enter the room and you're like, yep, I'm so ready to be here. I want to be here. And then halfway through it, you're like, oh, actually, I changed my mind. I don't want to be here, right? This is what we've got to look at. And this is what you need to absolutely work on, especially when it comes to magnetism, because you are going to be seen. People are going to see you. They're going to approach you. They're going to be attracted to you. They're going to feel your magnetism, and they're going to want to be around you. And they can orbit you, they can hover you, and that can be overwhelming when you're so not used to that, right? When you haven't practiced this state, it can be very overwhelming. So it's about learning to work with the discomfort, not run away from it, which is again what I'll talk about in the workshop. So speaking on that, what I want to say is that working with a part of you that doesn't feel safe to be seen or wanted or desired, it doesn't feel safe, whatever dynamic you're using magnetism in, it is very much about being present with yourself. You have to be with yourself in order to be able to work through it, right? I actually talked about this in my Instagram stories the other day when I was talking about dating, and someone asked a question around, I think it was something to do with how do you be present with the man and focus your attention on him? Like, does it kind of, are you sort of neglecting yourself? And I was like, no, because if your connection to yourself is strong, you can kind of hold both dynamics at the same time. So yes, I can show up and be focused on him and be warm and receptive to him, but I can also be very aware of what's going on within me and holding space for myself as well, right? So it's about learning to be really present with yourself, and the best way to do that is to strengthen your connection to your own heart, right? To yourself. And that always starts with presence. It always starts with presence and being with yourself, not in your head, in the fear of the future or the pain of the past, but being present with yourself in this moment and just observing what's happening and doing whatever you need to do to get yourself back into a good space, right? You want to turn your self-consciousness into self-connection, ultimately, and create internal safety, whether you're like at home kind of priming yourself or you're out in the world doing that, doing the thing that you want in order to feel that magnetism, right? Because you can get triggered by this work. I definitely got triggered so many times. And I just did the work to overcome it. I made sure I didn't back out. I didn't bail. I showed up when it was terrifying. When I was scared or when I was like triggered, I showed up. And coming out on the other side, it's worth it. It's worth it. How life begins to respond to you, how everything starts working so much more seamlessly, so easily, it's worth it. It's worth going through the discomfort. All right. Now, one of my best tips for really just amplifying the energy of being irresistible. And it's so fucking magnetic. It's one of my favorite things to do. And this is exactly what I did when I went to the speed dating event the other day. It was before I went to the event, I set an intention just to like have an amazing time. I was going to have the most amazing time. I don't even care if I meet anyone that's awesome or not. I don't actually care. I just want to feel good. I just want to have a great time meeting great people and just vibing. And so for me, I ultimately chose to just delight in myself for that night. I showed up. I had played Beyonce like in the car on the way to the event, and even while I was getting ready, and I was just like feeling so good, so vibey in my own energy. And when I got to the space, I was one of the earlier ones, so I could like got my drink, and then I sat down and I was talking to another girl, and yeah, I was just in such a great space because I was delighting in myself, because all of that work that I'd done over that year had added up, right? I had such a strong self-concept. I was like, I know I'm magnetic. I know I'm a catch. I know I'm a prize. I know I'm absolutely irresistible. I know I'm radiant. I know I'm lovable. I know I'm so lovable. I know that my energy like lingers around people. I know that I'm just so easy to fall in love with. Like I just know, I know it. Like I know it. I've practiced this for over a year. I know it. Initially, when I first started practicing that, I was like, okay, we'll see. But a year of practicing it, yeah, I know it. I know it. I feel it. I just delight in myself, right? Delight in myself. And so this is what I want you to do. Is I want you to get really good at delighting in you, in your quirks, in your interests, in your personality, in your beauty, in your body, in just in you. Delight in every aspect of you. Devour you, in a sense. Like, just enjoy you. Everything. Whether it's what you're wearing, whether it's your energy today, whether it's a conversation you had, whether you did something and you just felt like, yeah, I'm awesome. Just delight in yourself. Because doing that, of course it's magnetic. You instantly know. You don't even need to see examples, though you will have had examples across your life where people were really magnetic because they were delighting in themselves. They were just vibing. And you want to be around them. You're like, oh my God, their energy is amazing. What is it? What do they have? It's just something, I want it. It's so magnetic. It's so irresistible, right? And what people actually feel when you're doing that, when you're delighting in yourself, is they feel connected to you. They feel like they want to give to you in some way, whatever it is. They may not like consciously know what it is, but it's like they're compelled to do, to give, to serve, to show up for you in whatever ways that feels right in that time, right? So like from this dating event, I got a couple of dates, which is great. And the men that I've gone out with, they have been so sweet and so lovely, but they have just been kind of showering me in compliments, in gifts. I got given flowers on a first date. I've never been given flowers in my life on a first date. It was so sweet. Very chivalrous, very much opening doors, paying the bill, and just making me feel the way that I know I deserve because I feel that way about myself. So they're just reflecting back to me how I'm feeling about myself, right? And so people are compelled to treat you in the way that you are treating yourself because there's no other option, right? So if you cross this over to business, if you treat yourself as magnetic, as irresistible, as like the best at what you do, as totally magnetic to your dream clients or customers, of course they're going to show up in that way towards you. They're going to feel compelled to work with you, buy from you, because they have to be around you. It's you. You're the magnet, right? Right? So if you take anything from this episode, it is to really just have fun delighting in yourself. And why wouldn't you want to? We weren't taught this. I certainly wasn't taught to do this, from a young age. And I know it can feel like you're being conceited or it can feel like you're being selfish. It's not. It's not. We've like deprived ourselves so much that we think the bare minimum is more than enough. It's not. It's not. We're meant to feel absolutely treasured and precious and adored. And I hope that there's been a person in your life who has shown you what that feels like. But even if there isn't, it's your job too. It's your job too now. And you can absolutely do it. And you will watch your whole life change. Whole life change to reflect this when you start to treat yourself this way, when you start to see yourself this way, when you start to act this way, you will see it all. So, my beautiful, beautiful friends, I hope you enjoyed this episode of how to be the most irresistible woman in the room. It starts with you. It always starts with you. Delight in yourself. Be willing to show up even when it's scary. And don't forget to prime yourself every morning, because it's going to set your whole day up and make it easier. And if you want to totally enter your magnetic era, I highly recommend you to come and join me in the workshop this week. We start on Thursday. There's a few more days to go, and then you can pay full price if you want, but I highly recommend to get in while it's only $111. If you have any questions, make sure you DM me. The link to that is in the show notes below. And if you are new here, would love for it if you could subscribe to the channel, leave a review, and I will see you in the next episode.